Welcome back to Chat with Rita and Nasreen and to our video series How to Ask for a Raise so that you can get it. Now, welcome back, Rita.
Thank you, I'm glad to be back.
So, tip today that we are going to share is tip number 7, which is practice your pitch and anticipate questions. So, how important is this tip?
It's really, really important because you can spend a lot of time researching and preparing yourself for talking to your boss, for presenting to your boss. And if you, by the way, pitch means the way you deliver something, the way that I express myself. So I can spend a lot of time doing all of the preparation, getting the data and all of that. And if I'm not able to present it well, I'm not going to sell that idea to my boss. He's not going to listen. Mm-hmm. And that would be a real waste of time if I've done all that preparation and then I can't even get him to listen.
Mm-hmm. Let's see how we are going to do that, because you will never get a raise if you cannot get your boss listen to you. Meaning that you have to grab the attention.
Right.
Yes.
So the thing is this, there's no way that we can make somebody into a great speaker overnight. That's not going to happen. But what we can do is we can take some steps and we can learn how to become better at presenting our pitch. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the steps.
My list of steps are, so let's start with step number 1, which is rehearse in advance what you are going to say. Of course, you need or we need to make a research and collect informations before we take the step.
Yeah, right? Right. Mm-hmm. You have to make sure that you've really checked out, the information in your market, right? To make sure that you have the kind of data that you're going to be able to present to your boss that makes sense. And once you have that data, then you have to organize it in such a way that you'll be able to use it to present to your boss. And at the same time, you want to be able to practice in a way as if you were talking to your boss or an imaginary boss. So you're organizing that information in such a way that you're using it to talk to your boss.
So it seems that you need to be an imaginative person so that you can. It's not that easy, I believe. But anyway. Let's go to step 2, which is consider the possible answers that your boss might give you to your requests.
Okay, very, very important. So I have all of this data, right? And I'm preparing myself to practice to talking to the boss. You're going to be asking your boss for different things. It could be salary, it could be benefits, it could be additional responsibilities. And in your ability to ask for that is going to be important. And then you're going to have to anticipate, how is he going to answer you? What possible answers could he give you to the request that you're making?
Yeah, by this way, you won't be shocked with any crazy answers that the boss might say, right?
Exactly.
To avoid the shocking.
Because I'm considering both positive and negative answers that he can give me. Yeah. And because I'm prepared, then when he does say something that is otherwise it's not going to work. It's going to look like I'm not prepared.
You get stuck and you won't say anything. Okay, now step 3 is prepare your actual responses based on what he might say to you.
Exactly. So I'm thinking of all the things he might say. I make a list of those, and then each one of those I have to sit down and I have to look at, how do I answer that? How do I counter what he's saying to me?
Yeah, so meaning in case if he said this, I will say this. If
exactly.
He said this, I will say.
And it has to be really well planned.
Possibilities.
Exactly.
Possibilities of different answers.
Because I think the worst thing is when somebody comes up with something that you haven't thought about, and you are, you can become just frozen. And then that would really be bad, because that's giving your boss the idea that you're not well prepared.
It will affect your image in front of your boss. Right?
And your sense of confidence in terms of who you are and what you're doing.
Last step is step 4. Role play the part of a difficult boss, or ask for a mentor or a friend to do it with you. Role play Yeah, I see that most people are not comfortable with role play, and I see this in my training programs as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
they're not. In general, they're not, because role playing, it takes a certain amount of confidence to do that, and a certain amount they think of talent. And so, yeah, I know in my
and
training
they
that's
feel
happened too.
Afraid, no, I can't do this.
But at the same time, role playing is one of the most effective ways of preparing yourself
True.
for something. So you need to find someone. You need to find a friend actually that will help you by. That would be perfect if he actually could role play.
Yes, exactly. Well, I don't know if I have a friend that will help me in this part, but actually it's worth checking it out. Now, I guess now we have 4 steps. I'm going to recap these 4 steps by the end of the video, but now what I want to say is the magic word of today is practice, practice, practice.
Because practice is what's going to give you that sense of I can do this, and the confidence that you need to stand in front of your boss and actually present what you want. That's what you need. Practice will help you do that, I swear.
You know what, and it just something came to my mind now. Some people, they don't have the patience of practicing.
Yeah.
And other people, they think that I don't need to practice, I'm fine. And when they are put in the situation,
They freeze.
They freeze, exactly. That's why don't think that you are really able to do it. You have to practice to make sure that you are ready for it, right?
Right.
Okay, now do you have any specific specific ideas on how to practice so that we can come up with more good and effective results?
Yeah, so one of the specific tips is if you're going to do any kind of role playing, what you want to do is you want to relax first, and that means do something silly. Be overly dramatic, I don't know, look at yourself in the mirror making faces at yourself. Just do something that actually, stupid stuff that will make you relax and won't make you take it so seriously. I mean, nobody, at the beginning, nobody's watching you, right? You're not going to videotape yourself making all those faces. So, okay, so that would be the first step. And then the second step, I think, needs to be that, videotape yourself. Just put the video camera on, and nobody's really watching either. So go ahead and do whatever you're going to do. If you're going to make mistakes, better to make mistakes there. As videotape yourself,
and create a script or something like this.
Yeah, you can do that, and you can send that videotape, let's say, to a friend. Hopefully a friend who will give you some feedback on it.
Or you can ask a friend to videotape you, and then after finishing the video, you can sit together in a relaxing environment and discuss the results and see what's good and what's bad, and you can improve it.
And I think I definitely would prefer that. Here's what's really important. Make sure, number one, that it's a good friend and that it's somebody who wants you to succeed, who will help you.
I know.
And we want.
True.
And the other thing is to make sure that the person is really going to be honest, because what you need, you don't need somebody to tell you how, oh yeah, it's nice, it's good. No, you need somebody to say, I think this went well, this I don't think. So it's not about compliments, all of those kinds of things. It's about giving you real feedback so you can improve what you're doing so that you can succeed.
Now, the end is practice, practice, practice.
Yeah, definitely. That's exactly what we want to be able to do. You can do this. I know you can. We all have to start somewhere. And I believe that when you start something new, basically there are only 2 things that can happen. Either you succeed, which is wonderful, or you learn from it. So failure is not in my vocabulary. I don't believe in it.
It's either you succeed or learn from mistakes. I totally believe in
I
that
know
as
you
well.
do. I know you do.
Now we come to the recapping part. We are going to recap the 4 steps of tip number 7, which is practice your pitch and anticipate questions. So step 1, rehearse in advance what you are going to say. Step 2, consider the possible answers that your boss might give you to your requests. Step 3, prepare your actual responses based on what your boss might say.
Right.
Step 4, Role play the part of a difficult boss or ask a mentor or a friend to do it with you.
Right.
Okay. Now we come to the end of our video of today, tip number 7. Thank you for watching, and if you want more helpful tips, please subscribe to our social media channel, Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. Thank you, Rita.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, Rita, and see you for the next video.
Thank you.